So this is a little video about how to use surface collage, and we're going to start with some media, the difference between media that releases in water and media that stays the same. So to do that, we're going to start with drawing some lines. Now I might be drawing these lines in relationship to a poem. I might be doing it capturing them from outside. I can see some vines right outside my window. So that's with a regular pencil. And then I'm going to draw a few lines with a water pencil. And then I'm going to draw a line with a colored water pencil. I'm going to fill that in a little bit so we can see what happens. And then I'm going to draw a line with just a regular, this is just a regular colored pencil. So then I'm going to draw a couple lines with a resist, which is just a crayon that doesn't have any color in it. So now let's see, I think you can't see the top of this so well, so there we go. So I'll just draw that resist line a little bit more. That's good. Then I'm going to take my paintbrush with a little bit of water and just kind of see what happens with these different lines. You can see that red from the water color pencil spreads, and this water pencil spreads also. Okay, so then I could take some paint and paint a little bit with red. And then you can see that the resist starts to be visible. This line right in here, this white line where I painted the wax crayon. So then, let's say I want to take this further. Then I could start this process called surface collage. So in order to do that, I take a piece of tissue paper and I have to put some glue down everywhere that it's not wet. So can't get too much bigger than this. So take a piece of tissue paper and put it right on top, and then take a glue brush and put some glue on top of the tissue paper and press out those bubbles. Even if you think those bubbles are pretty cool, they're going to be trouble later. So just gently press it down. Oops. Oh, let's see. See if maybe I move this a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Okay, so then onto this tissue paper I could bring more color right on top. And you can see some of the things that are underneath, but this is going to give you a new surface to paint on. Now, let's just say that I really thought I'd gotten a little carried away, a little too dark, and I want to get it lighter again. So then I can take some white and push it away. And this white is just wall primer, just like you get at the building supply store. You can put it on thin like I did at first, or a little thicker here. It'll kind of blot everything out. Maybe just save something right in the center or right in one place from that first go round. But then I could put on some more paper, which again will give me a new surface. You can press it down a little with your fingers, get rid of that, some of those bubbles. And then you have to put a little bit more of the glue on top. Now the glue is just white glue, watered down, 50-50 with water. And so some things then are still visible, but some things have kind of disappeared. So then you can paint on this again, and you can do that with watercolor like you've seen so far. Let's just do a little bit of that. And that will kind of move around a little bit and bleed. But then if you take some ink, that'll probably bleed a bit more. Yeah, you can see that it's starting to creep out into the surroundings. So if you like those little creeping movements, you can get those more easily with the ink. Yeah, that's pretty good. You can see the difference between the ink in blue and the watercolor in red. Then you can't really draw on this while it's wet, except maybe with a little, very gently with a water pencil. But when it's dry, it's very strong, and you'll be able to draw on it again. So I could bring back a few of those little lines that I started with. And let's see, I have a little bit of red ink as well that I could add to the whole thing. Making kind of a big statement there. I could mix a little blue into the red. See what happens with that. You get kind of an off-tone, sort of gray-violet color. And then I could always go back and put some more paper. You don't have to put it everywhere. Be right in here. And again, just a little bit more of the wet water glue so that it settles down. And then I have yet again a surface, so I could add a little bit of yellow to it. Oh, that's nice. I'm getting kind of a greenish there. Yeah, you're still seeing it all. Let me blend this out a little bit. Let some of that greenish come up in the edges. I have to bring a little blue in order to get the green there. Yeah, so then when it's dry, you can draw on it or paint on it again or do the whole process again. It can be kind of endless. But you might also say, okay, well, that's enough. That's where I want to go with it. Just pull it down for you. Yeah, so that's the process of surface collage.